The Karoo doesn't announce itself, it just stretches, wide, dry, and endless, like the earth exhaled and forgot to breathe back in. The air is thin with silence, not the quiet of a room, but the deep quiet of distance, where sound has nowhere to land. The ground is baked hard, cracked like old pottery. Dust clings to your boots. Low shrubs crouch close to the soil. Stubborn things that have learned how to live on almost nothing. And yet, somehow, life is everywhere. The springbok flicker across the horizon. A Corey bastard lives slowly. Heavy wings, and the wind comes through the grass like a whisper from another century. By day, the sun is merciless, bleaching color from stone and bone alike. But at night, that's when the Karoo reveals itself. The sky opens. Stars spill out in reckless abundance, brighter than you thought possible, as if the universe has come closer just to look at you. Out here, time loosens. Roads run straight and lonely. Farmhouses sit miles apart. You feel small, but not significant, just honest. The Karoo doesn't try to impress. It simply remains. And somehow, that's enough. Finally, the Karoo series is underway. We have quite a drive to get to our first campsite. It's just over 900 kilometers, and we should be doing it in one day, one go, and still get there before it gets dark. The entire route basically is highway surface, and therefore we should be traveling at a reasonable speed to actually make it there without breaking the law, of course. Looking forward to this exciting series. The Karoo is in the center of South Africa. Really exciting, vast open space of many thousand and millions of square meters of exploring that one can do in this area. I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it as much as I do. I am taking you with me. Enjoy yet another epic series on Mzanzi.X, the channel that explore planet Earth one campsite at a time. Let's go, guys. I am now just more than halfway to my destination. I've got another 4 hours or so driving left before I actually get to my destination, and I'm now truly into the outskirts of the Karoo and should be at my campsite just before sunset. Fingers crossed that I'll get there just before sunset. Guys, I am making good progress. I've just got over 3 hours to go, but good progress are currently being made. The sun has finally broken through properly through the clouds. Earlier it was occasional, but now it's, there is more sunlight than what was previously. I'm still on track to get to my campsite before 7, at least before sunset. But one thing I must admit, guys, this road, even though that this road is in very good nick, very good highway, there are hundreds of trucks on this road. They mostly transporting resources that have been mined in the Northern Cape. So I guess it's probably magnesium or something to that effect. But they are transporting these minerals down to the coastal city of Kebega, and they are just running up and down. Right? Now that's a good 1,000+ kilometers that these trucks got to travel. And one thing I can say to you, sorry, I keep on when I have to overtake a truck. Sorry about that, guys. But there are hundreds of these trucks. And I don't know how long this road will last. You can already see there are patches on this road that are being damaged, and then the authorities will come and they will fix it up. But I think a proper railway line between the coastal city of Gqeberha and these mines will far better be more efficient and cost effective than having these trucks being an environmental problem, an infrastructure problem, a safety problem. Come on, someone is going to see the opportunity here that this cannot continue. We need something better than having these trucks in their hundreds. I promise you, in their hundreds, transporting goods on this road. This road is not going to last. So clouds have rolled in. The sun have disappeared behind these dark clouds that are rolling in from the right. It's still fairly light towards my left, but from the right it is fairly dark. So I am still about an hour and a half from my campsite, and I have just spoken to the owners of the campsite, and they said it's pretty dark there by them. It's because the campsite is on my right, and that's where the dark clouds are rolling in from. I just hope that I can get there before it's starting to rain. Like I said, it's another hour and a half. I'm not worried about daylight, because I don't believe that I'll get there pitch dark. So for the first time in more than 900 kilometers, we are off the blacktop and on to gravel. So it's not far to go anymore. As you can hear, there's lots of rattling. It's because of the road surface. Another telltale sign that we are no longer on tar. I have arrived at my campsite. I've already set up. Table is out. I'm going to start the fire. It is heavily overcast. I'm hoping that this will hold and give me an opportunity just to get the fire going, get some meat on the fire. Okay, but so far, this is just a big grass area with 7 campsites being set up on the big grass area. There isn't many people here tonight. There are only 2 other campers, so that should be fine. Let's recap on the events of this day. I drove 914 kilometers from my base to where I am now. I'm at a campsite just outside Victoria West in the Northern Cape, right in the Karoo as the start of our Karoo series. So on my way here, I think what have stood out for me the entire day was the amount of trucks. And I know I'm going on about this, but it's the amount of trucks that I've got, that I've passed on this road. The 400 kilometers between Kimberley and Victoria West. So that was a standout point for me. Another standout point for me today was just coming to the campsite. It was raining slightly by the time that I checked in. Got my campsite allocated, rain have stopped, and the easiness about my setup, how quickly I could set up my campsite and just could sit down and just relax. I'm really impressed with my current setup. Yes, there is still some more adjustments coming over the next couple of months that will optimize it. I've got to look at how to optimize it for 2 people and not just for 1 person. But plans are in place, and that build will happen in the next month or 2. But definitely after the Karoo series and before we start another series. I'm sitting here quite relaxed around this campfire. Yes, there are 2 other campers, families out here. There isn't many campsites here. There are only 7, and I've taken the furthest one. I'm tired. I'm going to just relax here around this fire, which is really relaxing in its own right, and then I'll call it a night. See you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. I had a peaceful sleep, woken up by the songs of the birds, and what a lovely morning, my first morning in the Karoo. Made my coffee. I'm going to sit and relax, and then we'll probably go for a game drive around this farm and just exploring it a bit. Alright guys, I've now done my drive around this farm. There is another animal. Let me just see if I can get that one as well. I'll be back with you guys shortly. Doing a fantastic zoom in because I am probably 100 meters away from that animal. Gee, but it's beautiful. Let's stay with it a little bit longer. Sorry about that, guys. That was now the second time that the animal passed the road in front of me. The first time was the actual oryxes. Not so sure about this one's name, but I'll definitely go and find out. The darker one, I know it's blue wildebeest, and I'm not so sure if that is the same species, but I'll definitely do my research on that one. Okay, so where was I? Had a lovely stay here. I've just done an actual 2.5 hour drive on the trail around this farm. I've passed the owner while I was on the trail, and the owner said that this is a 7,000 square hectare farm. So I actually really enjoyed. I had a good night stay here, and we will continue now with our exploring the Karoo and moving on to some other sights and sounds.